What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of The Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's episode, why is my camera close to my face? On today's episode, you're going to get a real close-up personality of my face. No, let me fix that real fast. Do not know why it's... Do not know why it's that close. Hey, there we go. Like, what is happening there? It's like, I don't want to be that close to my face. All right. How's everyone doing? On today's show, we're going to be talking about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle gameplay deep dive, which is about to happen, so we're going to go into that. We're going to talk about Palworld being sued by Nintendo, and for how much and for what for. We're going to talk about Marvel Rivals and Destiny Rising employees at NetEase arrested for allegedly money laundering. So these are the topics we're talking about on today's show. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Yeah, how's everyone's weekend? Hope everyone's weekend was good. Let me go straight to this video over here. The premiere should be happening any moment now. And we'll dive into that. All right. What's going on, Travis? What's going on, Eclipse? What's going on, Dustin? Jason? Good morning. Good morning, Kylo. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Dolphin. Good morning. Miss anybody? Oh, now we have another 2 minutes. I love a countdown to a countdown, don't you? A countdown to a countdown. We have countdowns to countdowns. Only in this modern day of 2024. I know it's been happening for the last couple of years, but just funny. Like in 3 minutes, this is going to start. And now you got another 2 minutes. Go on, I'll turn. Come on, Sarge. This game launches in 1 month. December 6th, I believe, is when it comes out. Or am I thinking of Marvel Rivals? December 9th? It's early December, Kylo, when Indiana Jones comes out. Dolphin says, I gave my money to Nintendo for fake Pokemon cards instead. There you go. So I've been playing a little bit of more of, what's it called? Planet Coaster 2. I'm getting much better with the controls and stuff now. So we might play that tonight, where I'm just like designing stuff to put on the workshop place instead of building a park. Because I'm learning how to build all the different things that you can do. So it's actually really good. My son was playing a lot of it this weekend. I was playing a lot of Bright Shore, which is that MMO from the creator of RuneScape. Put about 20 hours in this weekend. I'm liking it. It's grindy, but I'm liking it. Come on, Hilly. All right, in 7 seconds. Wait for another countdown. Come on, Warbear. No, this is the sequel to Tomb Raider. They rebooted it with a man now. Come on, Kraken.
All right, exit. There's got to be an exit. The hatch! It's like quicksand. This is it.
Is this game gonna have snakes? Of course. Why wouldn't it?
Welcome to Indiana Jones and the Great
That would have been
Circle.
funny if that was it.
I'm Pete Ward,
That
audio
would have been
director
funny.
at Machine Games. Here to introduce you to this first-person action-adventure game that will take you on a global journey as the legendary archaeologist.
Thanks, pal.
Explore the forgotten marvels of the world with the tools you need to embark on a classic indie story. The fedora, the whip, the revolver. You'll experience what it feels like to step into the boots of the legend. Our story begins here. Professor Jones is awoken by a break-in.
Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones.
All right, pal. You can't sleep here.
With a priceless relic stolen, the chase is on to uncover the mystery. Joining the chase is Gina, an Italian journalist with a quest of her own.
Yeah, but that's superstition. And I don't believe in superstition.
Neither do I. But if Voss thinks those stone relics can help the Reich, then we have to find them before he does.
No, you have to find them. I have to find my sister.
Standing against them is Indy's rival, archaeologist Emmerich Voss, who is plundering sites around the globe, searching for a set of mysterious artifacts. But as Indy digs deeper, he soon discovers the theft is only a small part of a grander global conspiracy.
Ich muss Sie warnen, Herr Voss. Die Relikte sind gefährlich. Sie sollen Kräfte bergen, die nicht von dieser Welt sind.
Und genau deswegen will der Führer sie haben.
Luckily, Indy and Gina have a global network of allies to counter Voss.
I am Dame Nawal Shafiq Buckley.
We made it, Henri!
Jones says, I forgot
archaeologist.
Jones was a professor and not just a thief.
Another one.
He's not a thief. He's trying to protect it from other
The
people.
game is designed around the charm and resourcefulness of our hero.
I mean, sure.
You will be
a
thrown
thief,
into
but
this story-driven journey
He's a
where
thief
Indy must
trying to
hunt
put
for
it
clues to
somewhere
uncover
else
the great
instead
circle
of other
mysteries.
people stealing it and then putting it
here.
nowhere or taking it for themselves.
This race for answers will take you to ancient crypts, lost civilizations, and much more. The focus for this game is adventure.
Right, by stealing before it's stolen, correct.
I found a key to a hidden chamber.
What was this built for?
Looks like a temple. Maybe a rite of passage for Khmer warriors.
When you venture into the unknown, we want exploration to feel
It's a long way
truly
of saying
rewarding.
thief.
Let me see here.
Okay.
We carefully crafted each environment to encourage players to uncover clues,
Left this here.
discover valuable objects,
There we go.
and reveal hidden secrets that can aid you in your adventure.
Down you go! Another time, chum.
During your adventure, Indy's versatile tools are at your disposal. It's up to you to find clever uses for each of them.
He's going to ruin that leather jacket.
That includes Indy's camera. Snap photos to reveal historical insights and important clues. Or, if you feel the need, use it to receive puzzle hints.
Need to direct the light to the metal discs.
The journal is your complete guide. It starts as a blank slate, but becomes a detailed archive of your journey with maps, photos, and letters. It's a reminder of where you've been, and, for the sharp observer, a hint about where to head next. Your travels will inevitably take you into restricted areas. That's where disguises come in.
I hope they fit. You should have become a man of the cloth.
I found another calling.
Use of disguises can help you enter guarded areas. Ensure you avoid those who have a sharp eye for spotting trespassers.
Du da, bring mir die Flasche.
Eclipse says, oh wait, I can choose to have a puzzle hints? Wow, that's something new.
Hörst du etwas schlecht?
Come on, Argus. You don't want to be told? You don't want to be told where to put the puzzle, Eclipse? You don't want someone else playing the game for you, the NPCs?
And of course, there's the whip, Indy's most important tool. It's a powerful weapon in combat and a crucial tool for traversing lost ruins.
Come on, you can do this, Indy. Just a bit further.
The swinging into third person for a split second and then going back to first person's a little weird.
Water's flowing now.
Indy's greatest tool, his mind. Just like Indy, you'll use yours to navigate buried tombs and activate forgotten puzzles while avoiding deadly traps.
Hey, this is fine. Third person like this because you're there for a long time.
Clues from the journal, traversal,
But just
and
swinging for
decryption
2
are
seconds?
just a few of the things you'll need to figure out the solutions. Every puzzle is designed to fit seamlessly into the world. They range from smaller challenges, hiding forbidden secrets, to epic obstacles leading to greater mysteries.
Longinus, soldier.
You might want to take a picture of that statue. You might want to put that bottle inside the thing. You might want to look at the thing on top of the arch.
Free.
I have not. I haven't tried Deadfall. Jesus Christ. Oh, wait.
Solving these puzzles will make you feel like the world's greatest archaeologist.
Sounds like that did something.
Yeah, broke the statue.
The key to the game's combat is to carefully decide your approach.
I like the punching
Wheeling
style.
out smart,
It's so
your step, pal.
movie-esque.
or overpower your enemies.
I mean, Indiana Jones is just basically Batman
That's
without the
Professor
suit, right?
Outsmart foes in stealth, using your environment as your greatest weapon.
Was ist das?
Pick up a nearby object to distract, stun, or subdue enemies while remaining unnoticed.
Mist, er hat ihn umgelegt. Oh, das tat echt weh.
In a brawl, you need to hold your own with powerful combos, blocks, and defensive parrying.
That's cool.
Precisely timing and mixing up these moves is critical to landing a knockout combo or a classic finisher. You'll combine these brawling skills with your whip, your revolver,
I like that.
and anything within reach for amazingly creative combat.
Grind. Oh god, they're dead. They're all dead. Gonna stab him with that?
To avoid sounding an alarm, you can carry incapacitated enemies into the shadows, out of sight from patrolling guards.
All right, fella.
See, I like that you can pick them up and move them to hide them. I always say that in stealth games. I'm like, no one's gonna notice the knocked out guy or the dead guy on the ground.
As you complete missions, you'll earn adventure points to expand your skill set. There are dozens of upgrades that let you customize Indy's abilities to your playstyle. The ability Lucky Hat gives Indy an extra chance to come back from a fatal blow.
It's a little adrenaline boost. Dust off the fedora. That's funny.
The bare hands ability strengthens Indy, letting him take down enemies unarmed.
Fell like a leaf.
Open areas give you the freedom to find your own adventures.
Beautiful.
Wow. What a view.
In these areas, let your curiosity take you off the main path and uncover new missions, mysteries, and secrets.
It's a trap!
But I was so sure!
We're about to die!
So what do we do?
Find a way out before we're crushed!
Well, that's the end of the game.
Everything is carefully researched and crafted to authentically recreate a vibrant 1930s.
What are you selling?
I think I have something for you.
Yeah, little guy.
Maybe this would tease open your money pouch.
Exploring with a keen eye is essential to making discoveries. Like an underground fight club.
I don't think it's open world, Kraken. I think it'll be like open level-ish, you know what I mean? Like there'll be a level
While the
that you
vividly
can go around, but I don't think
recreated
it's open
locations you
world.
visit have a clear goal driving the story forward. You'll always feel enticed to explore the world and discover the many secrets hiding around every corner.
Which locks do you open?
Well, open world games that get stale,
This place
Travis,
gives
are
me the
open world games that
heebie-jeebies.
do it wrong. That's why it's stale. Oh, there's a snake.
Scared of snakes? Not a chance.
We can't wait to bring you along for this journey we've poured our hearts into. For you to experience the wonderful places, meet our charming cast of characters, and discover the secrets of the Great Circle.
And throw him in the fire. Does he burn?
Son of a... No, wait!
Oh, God!
Run!
There you go, December 9th. A lot of stuff. You can get a globe. Oh, man. Who's pre-ordering that?
One with Game Pass.
All right. I think it looks good. I think it looks good. I know a lot of people be like, it looks kind of boring. I mean, if you know what Indiana Jones is, you wouldn't be bored, right? It's just like if someone, an IP, it's a very, very famous IP, okay? They haven't had a, hold on one second. They haven't had a good Indiana Jones game in a really, really long time. This definitely looks like and feels like it's from the movies. It looks like, just like Outlaws, looks like it was filmed or made, like if the game feels like it's made during the same time frame as when the movies were filmed, right? This looks and feels like they made this game during the 80s when the movies came out. This game seems more Star Wars Outlaws. Well, Star Wars Outlaws is an open world game. I don't think this is an open world game. I think this is just an exploration of the linear type of level that you're in. Sarge says, globes are fake. The world is flat. Yeah, that's false advertisement, man. Come on, Mo. Come on, Roadkill. Come on, Kuda Papa. Yeah, it looks good. It does, Vandal. It looks like a continuation. It looks like we talked about this as well. The RoboCop game that we played last year. Those of you that didn't see me play the RoboCop game, the RoboCop game felt so good because it felt like a continuation of the 80s movies. It looks like they made it during that time frame, right? Just 30 years later. Like it felt really good. I was like, oh man, I would love if they continue doing games like this back from our childhood. If you're in their late 30s, early 40s, 50s, whatever, like if they keep making stuff like this, IPs, and make it feel like it's back from then and keep true to the form of what it is, fantastic. Right? I don't think this game has to sell 10 million copies. You know what I mean? Obviously, it doesn't. That's why it's on Game Pass. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be like an 8, right? Obviously, IGN will give it a 7 because, well, that's what they do. Jason says if they put it in third person, there would have been too many comparisons to Tomb Raider. Uncharted, first person was the right choice. Yeah. The only complaint I have, Jason, is that a couple times when he swings, it's like a 10-foot gap. It goes from like first person to third person for like a split second and then goes back to first person. It's a little weird. Like climbing up the ladders or climbing on the side of the mountains and stuff like that. Cool. I think it's third person. I'm fine with it. You know what Indiana looks like, okay? You see him in the cutscenes. You don't need to change his outfits and stuff like that for like microtransactions or anything like that. Obviously, they said you can do disguises and whatnot, but you don't need to see him to be like immersed. Like this, I think, is the right choice to do it. When it first came out, I was like, man, I would really like to see third person because you want to see Indy. But I think they do it right. Climbing the ladders, using the whip, climbing on the mountains and stuff like that. I think it's good. Vandal says, imagine the Conan the Barbarian game. Oh, yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. Well, there's that one company that did, like, Rambo. Not the best. They have a Terminator game and stuff like that. Just stay true to the IP. I think you're fine. RoboCop game greater than Indiana Jones game, in my opinion. Indy, to me, should be third person. Well, I think it's done well. I mean, RoboCop was first person, right? RoboCop wasn't third person. I'm okay with it, personally. Comparisons are going to be made regardless, absolutely. Travis says 30. And Skill Up will claim it's too empty because you're entombed by yourself. No, he's not that type of person. You're thinking of somebody other people. He'll give actual criticism. Oh, absolutely, Kylo. I've made those points. I said Tomb Raider and Uncharted are inspired by Indiana Jones, 100%. So is National Treasure and any other. Yeah, they all copied Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is the original. Right, Eclipse. Right, makes you like you are indie. It'd be interesting. I know Xbox doesn't do this, but it would have been cool if this was a VR game as well. Right? I think it would have been really cool if Indiana Jones was a VR game. Well, I'm pretty sure you took him out of context. I would assume that, Travis. Let me go back into this. Imagine a game that doesn't tell you the puzzles, right? God of War just made a fix after 2 years being out, where when you're playing the game, right? Horizon does this. God of War does this. What's the new game that just came out? Did this. Oh, Dragon Age does this. Like, there's puzzles in the game for you to figure out, but the game's telling you, hey, maybe you should put this. Did you look up there? Did you place this thing here? Maybe you should go over here. It's like, shut up. I'm trying to play the game, and you're just yapping over my shoulder. It's like worse than playing a game live and the chat talking to you if you're a streamer. It's like the person in the game is telling you what to do. It's like, shut up. I just want to figure it out and play the game. Go on, Mo. Maybe they'll enable a full third-person over-the-shoulder mode when it releases on PlayStation next year. I doubt it. Machine Games is really good at making a first-person game. I don't think they do a third-person. There's third-person elements inside the game when you're swinging, when you're climbing ladders, when you're climbing up the rock faces and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it looks good, too. Just trying to look at it. I'm looking at it at 1080p or whatever on my screen. I think my favorite part about this is just the feel. It feels like they've captured what Indiana is. And that's what I'm excited about. So we'll definitely play this. We'll definitely play this when it comes out. Oh, thank you very much for continuing your membership. Appreciate that. Mo says, man, Xbox is winning. I'm so excited. Boot on next season. Full effect. If you build it, they will come. Game Pass. Happy Veterans Day. And my fellow veterans. Yes. Happy Veterans Day for you guys. Salute you. Thank you very much for your service. Appreciate you. I know a lot of you guys in this chat are ex-vets, so I appreciate you. Even if you weren't in my chat, I appreciate you. I literally bought one of my patrons in the cafe, in the breakfast place this morning. Treated him to breakfast this morning. He was a Vietnam vet. Eclipse says, I mean, the best Resident Evil to come out a while is Resident Evil 7. And that's because it was a first person. It was actually scary. And even a while since it had scary moments in Resident Evil. I'm not a big horror person for video games. It's not because I get scared or anything like that. They've never interested me. I used to be a huge horror guy watching movies. And then I got, like, desensitized to, like, horror flicks. I think it's because of my childhood of, like, you know, growing up with, like, Poltergeist and Halloween and Friday the 13th and all that stuff, you know? Like, even Saw, when I saw Saw, I was just like, yeah, there. Like the psychological thrillers and stuff like that. Krebsy says, if Indy used a gun, got majority of the time, I get first person, but if with the whip and the fist, 90% of the time, I think the third person opens up cool animations. For what we see here, I think the animations and stuff when he fights are pretty cool. I think the fighting mechanic's going to be interesting. Here's the thing, right? I'm okay with the game taking a chance, Krebsy. Right? So, first person, third person, all the games that come out, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed, all of these games are all third person. They're taking a moment and saying, you know what? What about if we do it first person? I think it's worth it. You know? I get it. Oh, I do that all the time, Kylo. I teach my son that as well. I'd never served. I never served in the military. I have an uncle. I have a cousin. I have lots of actual cousins that are in the military services. And anytime I see anyone wearing a cap or a jacket, I walk straight up to them, shake their hand, say thank you very much. Most of them really appreciate it. Some of them don't, because they might be angry at what the country has done to them or whatever. But for the most part, they're very touched by it because they're being appreciated. Because no one ever appreciates them. No one ever says anything about it to them, right? So they go all throughout their day, and they're proud. That's why they're wearing the caps. That's why they're wearing the shirts or the jackets, right? Because they're freaking proud. So, if you're a person that doesn't do it, you know, one day, just walk up to a veteran and say, thank you for your service. And you might not be able to tell, but it makes a huge difference in their day. Buddha Papa says they want to make the point. You are indie. Right. You are indie. That's why I said if you make this game into a VR, I think it would be really cool. All right. Let's go. I'm excited about that. That comes out in 1 month. Less than a month. Less than a month now. I think the fighting style looks pretty interesting, where you have different combos and you can block and whatnot. And I did like the little stupid thing they did, but I thought it was cool, like the different magazines or whatever you're picking up. It gives you extra like perks where you can pick it up where you get knocked down, but you pick up your hat, and it gives you that extra momentum. That's perfect. That's perfect. You could hear bet you could hear the music when you put it on. Yeah, I think they've nailed the feel of the films, Vandal, for sure. Rod says, I hope Indiana Jones gets delayed so I can focus on Indiana Jones on Super NES. Yeah, your backlog. Travis says 30. But the rules, 30 out in a month, complete in a year. For most live service games or things that are selling DLC, yeah. We'll see when this game comes out. We'll see. Sarge says, should I buy Hell Let Loose on PC for $25? The last day for the sale. I'm debating. I mean, you're playing a shit ton of it, Sarge, right? And you have a group that you're playing with. I think that's an investment. Is it cross-play between PC and console? Or is it just PC? I believe it's cross-play, right? Dolphin says, my brother is 20 years in the Marines. Always there if I need him. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people, man. I wanted to be a sniper, is what I wanted to be. That's what I wanted to do. Like when before when I was in high school, I was like, if I get picked up, I was like, I want to go into being a sniper. So instead of being a sniper, I became a camera guy instead. Still shooting stuff, just in a different way. I remember when the military came to, I forget what recruiter. I think it was Army. I forget if it was the Army or the Marines. Somebody came and visited our house and sat down in our kitchen, and they were talking to me. I think it was Army. Dolphin says the sky is still blue, birds are chirping, and Travis is bitching. What a good day. That's a good day. It's a good day. Waterbear says, until you hear the trigger word, then you're going to go back into sniper mode. Trained assassin. Maybe I don't even know. Maybe there's a portion of my life I just zoned out. Eclipse says, speaking of the, I've been tackling my backlog. I really don't want to buy a new game right now, and I'm proud of myself for found out this year I've only bought 2 AAA games, and I thought I bought more. Well, there you go. There you go. Only 2 AAA games. I bought a lot of games this year, but a lot more indies and ones that I didn't even think about. Didn't even know they were there. And then I was like, oh, I'll pick that up. Vandal says, recruiter, you're poor, right? Want to give us your kids? This weekend, I played a lot of Brighter Shore. I know Eclipse is playing Brighter Shore. Anybody else playing Brighter Shore or trying out Brighter Shore? Brighter Shore is the game at the same creator of RuneScape, created this MMO. It's grindy. They have different episodes. It's a free-to-play game. And they do have a monthly subscription, I guess you could say, but it's an MMO, right? So it's just like the old MMOs. So there's different episodes that you do, and the way they structure it is that I think it's Hopetown is the first area or the first story that you're in, and you level up all the stuff in Hopetown, so you can get a ranking in the first episode, right? And it goes up to like, I forget what it was. It's over 100, and there's different professions that you can get, right? So you can be a guard, you can level that up from 0 to 500. You could be a gatherer, a forger, a cook, and I forget what I think fishing, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then when you go to episode 2, which I'm not there yet, you can level up like your woodsmith, your blacksmith, and all this other stuff. It's actually pretty fun. There's like a nice little loop that's going on. It's a simple game, and I read a update from the creator, and he was talking about how he didn't want to make a game where you level up your character, and then the next episode comes out, and you're already overpowered, right? So there's different sections of the map, okay? And it's put together like a board game, per se, right? So when you're playing the game, there might be a section that you walk into, and there might be level, like, 50 guys there, and you won't touch those until you're level 50. And then other places will be, like, level 12 or level 20, and then when you're at that level 12, you go fight those guys, and they go level 20 guys, and so on and so forth. It's interesting. It's interesting. It is grindy, but I am enjoying it. And then I played a lot more of Planet Coaster 2. Go on, Drummond. Waterbear says, so 30, if the rumors are true about Suicide Squad, will you jump back in? You're talking about Batman coming into the game, right? Is that what you're talking about, Water? Which was talked about like week 1 when the game first came out, if that's what you're talking about. People found the calendars throughout the game and said when he's actually coming back. So, I mean, if Batman comes in the game and he's a playable character, I might go back and play that. I mean, I already paid for the game. It's not like it's I got to pay for extra for the stuff. Go on, heck. Good morning. Ron says, does buying Concord count as a AAA game, even though it was refunded? I mean, it would, but it got refunded, so you're okay. It doesn't count anymore. What? And what is this? What is this Concord you speak of? I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. The game came out this year? Waterbear says, apparently Batman and Gotham DLC is coming to Suicide Squad. They say as playable character, along with Deathstroke. That was the thing, though, back when the game first came out. People just weren't paying attention then. Look, I like Suicide Squad story. I thought the story was fine. Okay? Wasn't great, wasn't shitty, thought it was fine. People blew it out of proportion because of killing Batman in a game called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Okay? And then if you played the game and you played the story, you know none of them died and you're going to go save all of them, right? So the people being mad about that they're killing them and whatnot, it was kind of ridiculous. But whatever, okay? The problem with Suicide Squad is the end game. The end game is just as bad. Actually, it's better. It's better than Anthem because Anthem didn't really have an end game, okay? But the stuff that they're doing in the game was bad for the end game stuff. And then on top of that, the characters they brought in is just, they're bad. Right? The cosmetics, what they're selling on, are bad. Sarge says Batman in Suicide Squad is their Hail Mary. But that's not a Hail Mary. It was in the game from the start. You see what I'm saying? Don't start making this, Sarge, about, well, they're putting Batman in the game because they saw... No, that was the whole plan from the start. It was people found out clues and stuff in the game when it first came out. They didn't all of a sudden just change it. It was in the game before. Company says, for the last 6 months, Kill the Justice League peaked at 665 players on Steam. I look at Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League as a single-player game. Just like I looked at Marvel's Avengers, and they're not. They're live service games, okay? But they're single-player games. People played it, beat it, moved on. That was it. Well, when they first made that announcement and showed it, I was like, God, I hope they don't do what I think they're going to do. And they did exactly what I thought they were going to do, Water. Right, Eclipse. Right? In the beginning, hell, I have videos of it. I said it seems like that the end game, they had the upside-down triangle happening, right? And I said, kudos for them. It seems like it's good. But then the game came out, and then we're like, oh... Nope. It went from upside-down triangle to rectangle. And that's what it is. It's the exact same. There's no difference. There's no more things to do. It's this. If it was from the start, where is he? Sarge, you didn't play the game, right? You didn't play the game. If you actually listen to the story and pay attention... Then if you go around the city, there's hints and clues. And Batman says he's coming back. Right? Like, obviously, it's a live service game. So their plan for the whole thing, we had Miller on the show, and he data mined stuff and said that it was supposed to last longer than... It was supposed to be 24 months is what it was supposed to last for. Right? Which was 2 years. But they shrunk it down, and this is him on my interview back in January before I think the game even came out, okay? And he was talking about stuff that if it sold well, this was their plan, but if it doesn't sell well, then they're shrinking it down to like 15 months. Or was it 20 months or something like that? And he said they're going to complete the 4 seasons or 5 seasons. This was already baked in. Oh, yeah, did you like that, Krebsy? The toy sale, the toys that they put out, they put a porn site on the back of the boxes. Nice. Here, kids, Here's your dolls that you can play with the Wicked. Oh, and by the way, don't put that website in. Dolphin says they chased the trend, didn't work. Yeah, the live service didn't work. If they kept it and left it as a single player game and then added DLC to it down the road, I think it would have been better. Again, imagine a comic book game acting like it's a comic book. Right? I read a comic book, okay? And then I have to buy the next comic book. And then I read the next comic book. And I'm like, hey, you know what? It's a continuation of the last comic book I bought, so I'm going to buy the next comic book to continue the story. How people that make video games, especially in this day and age, making a story and then not continue with DLC that people, if they want to continue the story, they can pay for it, is beyond me. Jason says Brainiac and Monica should hook up. If those of you that don't know, Monica was in Marvel's Avengers. She was the same boss that we had to keep fighting over and over and over in Marvel's Avengers. Oh, you guys didn't hear? All right, hold on. Let me bring it up. Yeah, they put the toys out. Let's see if I can find it. We put that in the oh no, it's in general, right? Oh, did they put it in the movie trailer as well? Shut up. Did they put it in the movie trailer as well, Krebsy? Yeah, so what happened was these figurines, okay, these figurines right here, okay, are the toys. And on the back of the toys, okay, on the back of the toys, the www.wicked.com on the back of the toys, okay, brings you to a porn site. That's a big fuck up. That is a tremendous fuck up. Okay. So now there's kids' toys out there. Right? Now there's toys out there that little boys and girls that got the toys. Okay. That got the dolls. And on the back of the box, now I don't know how, maybe the kid doesn't go to the website. But if they do, they're going to get a surprise. Sarge says, shut the fuck up, 30. Making comic book game like a comic? Get out of here. Yeah, I just don't get it. Yeah, man, I saw Wicked in 2010, 11 on Broadway. Fantastic play. Fantastic play. No, Kylo. It would be better if it was a QR code because they can just change the QR code, right? The QR code can stay the same, but they can direct it to something else. No, this is a website that's printed on a box. Yeah, the This is what happened. Okay, when someone told him, "Hey, the back of the box, yeah, that's a porn site." Yeah, that's.
You serious?
Kyle says, I just think South Park with Wicked. When Shelley went to go see Wicked, when Randy dressed up as Spider-Man and drowned her friend. South Park's crazy. When forgetting one word leads to porn. Yeah. Amazing. This is why you need editors and people to make sure you're like, hey, everything good? Yeah, wickedmovie.com. Put it in. Or I'm sorry, thewicked.com. Yeah, put it out there. It's good. Fine. World says, or maybe it wasn't a mistake at all. Wouldn't be surprised. Maybe. That'd be fucked up. That'd be fucked up. Dolphin says, 30. The Indiana Jones trailer showed Microsoft logo at the end. I think that's a first. A first? What do you mean? Like, the Did I miss it? Bethesda, Lucasfilm, Machine Games, Game Pass, Steam, PlayStation. Xbox, XS, Windows. Where's the Microsoft at the very end? I mean, it is Microsoft. Is that first? I can't prove or deny that. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm not sure if they've shown it before or not. Kylo says, I'm just going to say I think the owners of the adult website aren't complaining one bit. Oh, no. Now, this is probably one of the best advertisements they've ever had. They're like, unless the toys don't sell, then it doesn't really matter, right? Travis says, I'm curious, will there be guns I can pick up or can I bring with me? Because I don't drop it when I get my motorcycle. I'll be pissed. Well, they said that you have your weapons. I don't think you're going to be able to pick up, at least the way it sounded, Travis. I don't think you're going to pick up one of the guns that the Germans are using. I think what's going to happen is you just have your revolver, is what they said. I think with the Disney contracts, all Disney games will be multi-plat. Indy, Wolverine, X-Men, Blade. I don't know. I can tell you with Xbox, probably. I don't know about Sony games. Maybe Wolverine. Maybe. But down the road, like when it comes out, that's going to be a PlayStation exclusive. I don't see it happening where all of a sudden, because most of the stuff, and it all depends. If Wolverine takes place in the Spider-Man universe, Maybe Sony has something where this Wolverine is a different Wolverine from other things. Who knows? And I know they're connecting it. I just don't know what universe they're in, Vandal, right? So it could be Disney's universe or it could be Sony's universe, right? Wolverine will be multi-plat. Well, it might go day and date, Mo, on PC and PlayStation. I'll agree with you there. I don't know if it'll go Xbox day and date. Wolverine might come out next year, and it might come out in 2026. I think it's coming out next year is what the rumors are. Like late next year. Like this time next year. Right? And if it comes out, it might be 6 months after. It might be the fastest. Right? Right now, 15 months is the fastest for Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the fastest one to come out on PC. Wolverine might be the fastest after that. It might be 12 months. It might be 9 months. It all depends how much it sells. What it does. X, as I say, second quarter 2026. Sure, Mo. Multiplat's multiplat, but multiplat day and date is different than multiplat 2 years later. They need to sell 10 million? 10 million what? Wolverine copies? No. No. That's insane. I would say, it all depends on what the price is. I would say they would have to probably sell 5 to 7. Do you have something that says the contract, Vandal, that says it has to sell 10 million? Travis says, I've read that them saying that Sony games will be a year exclusive on PlayStation 5 and PC. Yeah, but you also remember when I read stuff, well, you don't because you weren't here then. Remember when I read things that said that Sony is not going to bring games to PC? And then miraculously, now they're at PC. And now they bring live service games day and date to PC. So you could read what you want today, which could be different 6 months, 9 months, 10 months from now. Do you think Wolverine, Mo, will be day and date on PC? X says, I think Wolverine will do 10 million first month. I hope so. You think Wolverine will be the same as when Spider-Man came out, the original Spider-Man in 2018? I hope so. You got to remember, though, heck, 10 million with the player base that's right now, it'll be a lot harder than it was 10 million with Spider-Man in PlayStation 4 when there was 120 million, or at the time, it was 91 million. It was 91 million, and they sold, I want to say, the first year. Hold on, let me look it up. I forget what it is off the top of my head. It was a lot. Yeah, no. That's Spider-Man 2. What's Spider-Man 1? I didn't ask for Spider-Man 2. I want Spider-Man 1. Marvel Spider-Man sold 3.3 million copies during the first 3 days of release. It means, okay, 3 of the release. When was this article? This is back in 2018. So it sold 3.3 in the first week. Yeah, it doesn't say. I know they sold a shit ton, but I just don't know what they sold in the first month. Anyway, in the first month, they had 90, I think it was 90 or 91, 94 million PlayStation 4s out there to sell that. Where PlayStation now has 30 million less. So you think that they're going to sell more with less people. Unless it comes out on PlayStation 4 as well. Well, Vandal says Wolverine will also be cross-gen. Who knows? Maybe. Right? PlayStation likes to stick to their guns because they've already had games that have not come out for PlayStation 4 and they're only on PlayStation 5. So we'll see. X says, yeah, 10 million is my number. Jot me down on that. That's going to be a hard sell for 10 million. Unless they sell, I mean, that's a big percentage. If they have 61 or 65 million, which is 30 million less to sell 3 million more, that's going to be rough. It'll be rough. Not saying it can't, but yeah, if they're not coming on to PlayStation 4, it's gonna be a rough sell to sell that many. No, Haley, he said 10 million the first month. It's going to be a hard sell. What am I searching for, Vandal? What's the words I'm looking for? Sony contract with Disney? Like, what am I looking up? Wolverine Insomniac League. Okay. Is this that leak that came out in 2013? Is what we're looking for? It talks about this. Future releases, Spider-Man. Oh, lifetime sales. Yeah. So they're okay. So they're looking for 10 million, total revenue 390, total cost 305, total profit 85 million, return on investment 40%. Yeah, but even then, break even, they need 5. Yeah, so I'm correct. They need 5 to 7 to what they want. Their goal is to sell 10, but I don't think they need to sell 10 to be successful. Right? Break even is 5. That's if it costs 305 million, right? Again, we don't know what the actual costs are. The leak came out in 2023. We don't know what their actual budget is, what their marketing deal is. Disney had it in a contract they had to sell a certain amount in a year. I mean, 10 million is going to be a hard sell. All right, let's go to the second story here, which is Palworld. What was the last game to sell 10 million the first month? Are you asking for Sony or just in general? It would be Black Myth Wukong. Would be the last one. I mean, this year alone, we've had Palworld that sold that many and that fast. We've had Black Myth Wukong. We've had Helldivers. No, Black Myth Wukong, Travis, sold 20 million copies in the first month. 20 million, not 8. Helldivers likely the most profitable? No, Palworld, I think, is. Palworld sold for what the cost of the game was, which is $6 million. I think it cost them $6 million to make Palworld, and they sold 25 million copies at $30 a piece. The most profitable one is Palworld. Now, I'm not saying Wolverine can't sell that many, but look at the games that have sold 10 million and why they sold 10 million. They sold over 10 million because they're on multiplat. It's going to be really hard. I understand that everyone thinks that because Wolverine is the one all be all and people are so excited about it, it's going to be really hard for them. But again, they don't have to sell 10 million to be profitable. Profitable, especially if the price is at if the price is at 300 million, they need to sell 5 to 7 million copies. More towards 7. It's going to be really hard for them to sell 10 million copies when the player base is only on 61 million. Billy says Palworld makes nothing. They will end up bankrupt after Nintendo suits are finished. We'll see. We'll see. Dolphin says under 3 million if they require email for PSN. That's true. Which they're still pushing. They're still pushing. All right, so guys like what I do here. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. We just cover news stories, have conversations. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Helps out. Helps us out. Helps me out. Okay? So Palworld developer Pocket Pair announced that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are demanding 10 million yen, about 66,000 US, plus late payment damages in their lawsuit against Palworld. Okay? One of the 3 patents infringed upon is for game program in which you throw an item to catch a character. Okay? So let's go to PC Gamer. Now, Palworld developer reports that Nintendo's suing over 3 Pokemon patents for only 66,000 in damages. 66,000. But a video game IP lawyer says fighting the lawsuit could mean burning millions of dollars. So just off the title alone, Nintendo's being very, very smart here. They're not trying to sue them for millions and millions of dollars. They're suing them for $66,000. So they can admit to them that they own the right to what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? Nintendo is trying to do a big brain move here. They're like, if they sue for $66,000, Palworld says, okay, we'll pay that, meaning that they admit that they've taken they've taken it from them. But if they don't take it, it could cost millions of dollars from them, right? Let's read on. Okay. So today, Palworld developer Pocket Pair publisher reported details in terms of intellectual property lawsuit Nintendo filed against the studio in September. When Nintendo announced its lawsuit, it's alleged that Palworld infringes multiple patent rights, but didn't specify which patents were they being claimed, leaving us speculating about whether Nintendo is bringing us its legal canons to bear over third-person Pokemon ball throwing. Okay. Thanks to Pocket Pair report, we finally have confirmation about the patents formed on basis of Nintendo's infringement allegations. And Nintendo's lawsuit claims that Palworld infringes on 3 Japanese patents: 7545191, 7493117, and 7528390. A trio granted Nintendo protection on creature catching and riding mechanics. Okay? They're doing this just to show them, like, yeah. You want to enter the big boy room? This is what you got to do. Either admit to us, admit to everyone that you stole our thing, or take millions of dollars. And you know what? I think I would rather go for millions. Just to say, F you, Nintendo. Stand your ground. Okay? So Pocket Pair's report details the application and registration dates of the patents in question, all 3 of which were filed by and granted to Nintendo in the months following Palworld's release in January of 2024. However, each filing asserted in a lawsuit is in continuation of a series of patents Nintendo had originally filed in 2021 during development of Pokemon Legends. Okay, so as IP attorney Kirk Sigmund explains in an interview on PC Gamer in September, patent continuous called divisional patents, a Japanese legal practice, allowed a patent holder to specify additional claims on an extension of the original patent. As you go through this process of file division, whenever you are drafting claims and are more and more tailored towards assertion. Now, Sigmund says, you know more about what you can and get what you can't, and what you also do is, if you know that you're going to get sued, you can draft claims to target them. Nintendo had also filed divisional patents after Pocket Pair had a releasing Palworld gameplay footage, suggesting that Nintendo might have begun sculpting additional patent filings well in advance of an eventual lawsuit. So, if they were aware of Palworld, or if they're concerned about it, it would not surprise me if they went back and told their patent attorneys that we want claims that we also think prepared to handle them. Sigmund told PC Gamer in September. Now, Pocket Pair also reports that Nintendo is seeking injunction against Palworld, which would also halt sales of the game until infringement mechanics are also removed. Considering that the patents Nintendo is asserting seem to cover some of the Palworld's basic mechanics, removing and replacing them seems like it would also take a lot of work. Additionally, Nintendo is seeking a combined 5 million yen, about 33,000, plus late payment damages each for both itself and Pokemon Company. Now, considering the tens of millions of copies that Palworld sold, a combined 66,000 might not seem like a hefty fee for Pocket Pair, but Segment told PC Gamer those damages also represent a fraction of what patent lawsuits can cost the parties involved. It says, quote, "You're burning millions of dollars just trying to make it go away," Stegman said. "And you've got to go find specialists. You've got to go hire up a team to do it. You've got to find people very good at doing it. And also, you're going to lose almost automatically. It gets extremely expensive and time-consuming and can wear on a lot of small companies out there." Okay. While the infamy of Nintendo's legal reputation is well-earned, pursuing its patent lawsuit against Pocket Pair isn't without risk. The lawsuit offers Pocket Pair an opportunity to argue, as many of us have, a concept covered in Nintendo's patent are so broad of the company can't reasonably claim them. If Pocket Pair can demonstrate prior art or any other works are already contained that claims in a certain patents that Nintendo patents could be invalidated. If you're too broad, then you've given them a pathway to make the patent go away, Sigmund said, because you've given them the opportunity to prove that it was already in existence. So it looks like Palworld. It looks like Nintendo's trying to take Palworld and take them out, right? Because even if it's 66,000, they're like, oh no, we're only suing for a little bit here. But if Palworld pays that, then they have to change the mechanics, right? Because 66,000 says, hey, Nintendo has this patent. We confirm that. And now we have to change our mechanics. Is it worth it, or do they shut down? Now, remember, Palworld is in early access. It is not a full-fledged game yet. So it's not in full release yet. Even though they've now talked about making Palworld mobile, they got toys, they signed a deal with Sony trying to make plushies and whatnot. This is going to be very interesting going forward to see what happens. Look, I think Nintendo has every right to protect their patents, but I think in this particular situation, I think Nintendo's being a spoiled little bitches because they're trying to stop another company where they had this game in making in the last 3 years, I would assume, and yet they filed when they found out that it was happening in 2021. So if they can prove that they had this game in the works before they filed those patents, and they find out, which I don't know would be hard to prove, that Nintendo knew they were doing it, then they could have a case. But they still got to put millions of dollars into it. Now, we do know they have the millions because they've sold a crap ton. And there was an article that said that the company has so much money, they don't know what to do with it. They're kind of scared because they don't know what to do with that much money. But we'll see what happens. I think Nintendo shouldn't do this, but, you know, Nintendo's going to do what Nintendo wants to do. They have lots of lawsuits. All companies have lots of lawsuits, but Nintendo has quite a bit for patent infringements and whatnot. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think is going to happen to Palworld? Do you think Palworld will get through this? Do you think Nintendo will crush them like the bug they think they are? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know in live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Here. Vandal says this is horrible for gaming if Nintendo wins is ridiculous. Love Nintendo, but man, this is ruthless. Yeah, this is bad. The optics on this look really bad on Nintendo. Eclipse says Craftopia did it first. Fuck you, Nintendo. Krabby says, rumor the next Pokemon game will be very similar to Palworld. It also lets you ride Pokemon, but the next game will also be even more like Palworld. Now, is this why, Krebsy, if the rumor's what you're saying here, okay, I wonder if they're suing because if Palworld gives in before they release this, then they're home free with this. But if they make their Pokemon game like Palworld before this lawsuit, then Palworld could sue them, right? Potentially. So if they're doing this to protect themselves with their next game to copy Palworld, that's pretty fucked up. But competition should be. They should both be able to do what they want and not try to silence the other one. I mean, look how many battle royales are out there. Look how many first-person shooter, hero shooters are out there. East Vandal says Nintendo's acting like they didn't steal Dragon Age Quest. Yeah, like it's because their brand's bigger now, Vandal. Their brand's bigger now. Argus says, nah, fuck Nintendo on this one. Yeah, if I was, I agree, Eclipse. If I was Pocket Pair, I would fight it. It might be a loss in the long run, but you got to fight it. Because if you let Nintendo do this, it changes the whole landscape and you lose your game. You got to. So what would you rather do? Lose tens of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars? If they win, if Pocket Pair wins, they can continue making the game. They can make toys, television shows, plushies, sequels, whatever. But if they admit and give in to Nintendo, then they go nowhere. They're done. Oh, I know. I played Craftopia 30 Eclipse. I played Craftopia on stream years ago. Papa says 30 people have yelled Monopoly at Microsoft for reference to people. This is what a Monopoly looks like. Yeah. Taking the money and pushing it around. Being like, no, we're the only people that can have characters like this and throw balls at stuff. Nintendo is worth $62 billion. If they let everyone copy them, they'll lose the money. Sure. But they copied someone first. You understand that, Dolphin? And just because they got successful, now they can throw their weight around. Waterbear says business is business, and Nintendo will win and we'll move on. Next, PlayStation will sue developers if they have an old man walking in their games. Travis says 30. Serious question. Do you think Nintendo cares about the optics because you're gonna buy Nintendo no matter what? Sorry, but Nintendo has us by the balls, and we all know it. I think at certain points, Travis, I think you can push your weight around for just so long. And then the optics start looking bad, and then there's a turning point. There's a turning point. As much as I say that Nintendo, like, their player base is from birth to death, right? Like, someone's born, they hand you a Nintendo, and they get that early on. There's still a point where all of a sudden, now you're like, well, Nintendo did this, they did this, they did this. It starts to build up. And then people are just tired and sick of it. And they're like, fuck you, I'm not supporting it anymore, right? Now, they might be happy what they are. With the amount of people they have. They still have 122 million or 127 million or 130 million units, whatever they're selling for the Switch, and who knows what the Switch 2 does. But when you start pushing around like this, I think that you can hurt your optics, and I think they can hurt themselves in the long run. They're not untouchable. No one is untouchable. That would be pretty fucking hilarious, Krebsy. Krebsy says, you know what would be funny? If Pocket Pair adds a Nintendo character that's in the public domain, if there is one. I don't think there is, because it's not old enough yet. I think it's got to be like 75 years old or 90 years old. So, but that would be hilarious. Argus says, Palworld needs to win, so Nintendo will be forced to innovate and make great Pokemon games going forward. Right. There are a lot. Here's the thing. When you have no competition, you make games like Madden, right? You make games like Pokemon, the last Pokemon game, because there's no competition. You're like, we can put out whatever we want. We're the masters of this domain. When you can start making games to compete against these guys, then they have to make better games. Just because you make product doesn't mean everyone's supposed to be like, oh, like your seals, and you have to buy it. I made product. You're supposed to buy product. No, that's not how that works. You make product. You make good product. You make more money. You make shitty product. You make zero money. Look at, even though Epic's not the good guys, even though Epic is not the good guys, what Epic is doing to Google and what Epic is doing for Apple needs to happen. It'd be better if it was a small company because it would be bigger optics. Epic is just like Apple. Epic is just like Google. Okay, sure, they're not as rich as them, but they're still a conglomerate. They're just trying to become that other conglomerate company, right? They're putting their hands in things in all the different places. Okay, Epic is trying to break the mold so others can compete because there's walls. Apple has a wall. Google has a wall. Okay, and Epic is trying to break through that wall so other people themselves, but other people can also compete as well. Right? Nintendo has a wall. And Palworld should be one of the companies to fight back against them because they can, because of the amount of money they made off of their game. Oh, I know. We've shown it before, Vandal. We've shown it before. There's a big shift, Akuta Papa. There's a big shift in people saying, before, like, look, the shift is happening in the video game industry, right? The shift is happening. More and more studios, more and more companies are not making exclusives for consoles anymore. They're making everything everywhere. Square Enix, Ubisoft, okay, EA, independent companies are putting their games out in multiple places because that is what's best for them. Not signing that contract for exclusivity anymore. It's a different landscape. And the industry is changing it. Because they want to make as much money as possible. Why? Because less people are buying consoles. Travis, they have no choice. Public domain happens after 90 years, I think. I think it's 90 years. Like right now, Steamboat Willie for Disney, okay, is public domain. And then next year, I think Donald Duck goes into public domain, right? And there's different characters in different movies that go into public domain. And then that's why you see a Winnie the Pooh movie, a horror flick. This is why you're seeing a Steamboat Willie horror flick coming out, because they can't do anything about it. You can't stop stuff from going into public domain. Randall says, Palworld came out, and instead of Nintendo competing, they started crying. Right. They're like, well, we need some time to make that game to compete against them. We don't want to compete. Let's try to sue them and kill them. Right, Jones. Epic's breaking the wall to install an Epic wall. That's right. They want to make the optics look like they're fighting for the little guy. They're not the little guy. But they are trying to stop the 2 so they can become the 3. Right? They're trying to break into the market so they can become the 3rd. But the point is that they're trying to break down because they have the money, they can do it. World says, I think the whole lawsuit is stupid. Well, we can't say every Pokemon game has been the same. Legends changed since dramatically, and it's just also the game like Unity. They're also still innovating. Sure. But you have to admit that Nintendo is scared of competition, hence why they're suing. And if what Krebsy's saying, if they're coming out with a game like Palworld, then this is exactly why they're doing what they're doing. Because they don't want competition. And with enough work, you can renew the contract. You cannot renew. That character is open public domain. You can change, hence why Disney changes their logo all the time. Hence why companies change their logo all the time. Because it opens up and goes into public domain and other people can use that logo. Or character. Or whatever. You can't just all of a sudden put Steamboat Willie back in a thing and then all of a sudden it's renewed again. That's not how that works, Travis. You can get an extension, but the extension was for the law to pass from 75 to 90. They're not renewing that again. We're renewing the law, not the actual to stop things from going to public domain. They moved it from 75 years to 90. Well, no, they did the extension, Travis. The extension was the law of public domain. Public domain used to be 75 years. They moved it to 90. I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up. Let's see here. It's 95 years, I think, now. For individual works published after January 1st, 1978, copyright expires 70 years after the author has died. If the publisher worked in 1978 and died in 1998, their work would enter public domain in 2068. So there you go. So a public domain by individual works published is 70 years after death. So, for instance, if George Lucas still owned Star Wars, and he's still with us, but then he dies in 2030, okay? Well, then in 2100, that's when Star Wars would become a public domain. The first movie. And then 3 years later, Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi, and so on and so forth. Solution is don't die. Yeah, it's just that easy. It's just that easy. Technically, if I get frozen in a chamber, am I dead? So right before you die, you freeze yourself. And then you just stay in an ice chamber, and then all your stuff is safe. Just that easy. Yeah. All right, the next story we got. The next story we got is Marvel Rivals and Destiny Rising employees at NetEase arrested. What are they arrested for? Don't give them ideas. I mean, I already did. Sorry, it's out there. Okay, if you like what I do, we just cover news stories, have conversations, give my thoughts and opinions on these things. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Helps us out. Okay, so Marvel Rivals and Destiny Rising employees at NetEase arrested. So a number of employees at Marvel Rivals and Destiny Rising developer NetEase Games have been arrested, according to a new report. According to the Chinese outlet, with additional context, Bloomberg Law, 9 employees, including 2 senior executives, were arrested for allegedly laundering money. Man, let me tell you. Can Sony, obviously they're not the only ones, because Sony's got Destiny Rising happening, but Marvel Rivals is separate. Can they catch a break at the end of the year? Like, my God. Okay, they're like, Jesus Christ, the people making Destiny now are laundering money? Okay. So, per the report, the contract value appears to be worth 2 billion yen, which is about 278.6 million in actual money. It's a bit lower at 800 million to a billion yen, or 111.4 to 139.3 million. Now, the two executives implicated in the case are, I'm going to absolutely butcher this person's name. We'll just go with the last name. Lang, okay, and Yuchin, okay, served at the head of NetEase esports division, while Jin was the head of the company's publishing side. Neither executive is still with the company. Now, names of other employees at the company weren't made available, at least one of the who questioned by the outlet. He was denied and claims of the money laundering. Now, the alleged corruption took place within the segment of the company of the two executive work, and the company said they also confirmed about 27 different companies have been blacklisted due to the links to fraud. Other details of the incident couldn't be shared due to there still being active investigations. More information will be provided at a later date. Can we just say that we're going to hear a lot more about money laundering, just with like cryptocurrency, microtransactions, lots of different things that are out there. Even the little game was linked to money laundering, which was the Banana Click game, right? That's on Steam. It still has something like 500 million people playing. It's some ridiculous thing. Okay, like a lot of these games are used. The first day one, no, what was that game that came out from Fantastic the day before, right? That was also linked a little bit. That could be like money laundering and whatnot, right? Something's fishy going on, okay? And people are. I just think it's pretty funny that NetEase is now with 2 games in the spotlight right now, as far as Marvel Rivals coming out early next month and Destiny Rising in beta right now, and this company is being alleged money laundering people working for the company. So you got to start sifting through it. Okay, what does this mean for us gamers? Absolutely nothing, right? You're going to continue moving on with your life and continue, but the optics here aren't very good either, right? Sony can't catch a break. Will Marvel Rivals become Concord? Well, it only has to get past 12 days, Salty. I think it's going to do it. You can't beat Concord. You can't beat Concord if you get past Concord. Krebsy says another article also states that NetEase juiced their numbers. All right, where's that one? Which one is that in our Discord? Is that the one NetEase fires executives around money laundering? Is that one that you posted at 6:10 this morning? Is it this one, Krebsy? Oh, it's the As Across video? All right, where's that at? Scrolling up. I got it. Okay. How long is this video? 8 minutes. All right. Let's watch this so we can get the full extent here.
For the past year, it feels like we've been in the golden age of gaming. From Baldur's Gate 3, Palworld, Helldivers 2, and with so many great games to play, there's never been a better time to buy a PC to enjoy all these awesome titles at their maximum graphic fidelity. Introducing StarForge. Fellas, we have been partnered with StarForge for over a year now, and they have been incredible at every.
I don't mind playing the ads because we're watching their video anyway, so you might as well watch it.
level. The experienced builders over at Starforge meticulously craft every gaming PC by hand right in Austin, Texas. They also offer PCs for every budget with financing options as well as a 2-year parts and labor warranty. And the best thing is they ship incredibly fast. Fellas, I have dealt with PC companies in the past where after buying the PC, it would literally take 3 to 6 months before it even got shipped. Talk about a buzzkill. Starforge though, we got ours in less than a week. Everyone was coming by the stream while we were playing Dragon's Dogma 2 asking how in the world we were getting the frame counts that we were getting. Now,
I'm actually affiliated with them, but I never put the link because it's such... All these affiliate links for a lot of these companies are so minuscule, it's not even worth it.
Gotta say,
especially for a channel my size.
It's a skill issue, but let's be real. It's because Starforge PC has the power to carry, even in games that aren't exactly optimized. If you're looking to elevate your gaming experience, down below, we'll have a link to Starforge's website. You can pick up your perfect PC today. And again, huge thanks to Starforge for being a partner on this channel. All right, chat. From the gamer right here, Marvel Rivals developers arrested for money laundering, reports suggest. A report from Chinese website Lefeng, nice spot advice, suggests that several employees at NetEase Games have been arrested under suspicion of money laundering. NetEase Games is a substantial Chinese conglomerate known previously for operating Chinese versions of Blizzard games and now as the developers of Marvel Rivals. Not just Marvel Rivals, Destiny Rising. Oh my God.
That's a mobile game. Can we just say most mobile games are probably something shady going on? I shouldn't say most, but there's a lot of games out there in the mobile market that are shady.
Come at a worse time too, right? The report suggests the arrests were a result of an internal sting operation by NetEase. The location of the weekly marketing meeting, normally held in Guangzhou, was changed to...
How did he pronounce that? Hold on, because I butchered it.
The weekly marketing meeting, normally held in Guangzhou, was changed to Hangzhou in advance. When General Manager Shai Ling and others suspected of corruption arrived in Hangzhou, they were detained and investigated. The amount of money allegedly laundered is estimated to be between 800 million and 1 billion won. Yen? No, that's not won. That's yen, right? It's yen, right? Yen. Chinese currency, yen.
At least I got that one right.
Am I from China here? Isn't it yen? Or is that won? Who's yen?
It's all right, Azzacross. I butcher names all the time.
Yen is Japanese. Excuse me, guys. 1 billion.
So it's Yao?
Won. Additionally...
Is it won?
Members...
Well, then I stand corrected. See? I get it wrong all the time.
And by the way, this is 100...
Yen is Japanese. That's right. Okay.
111 million to 140 million. Good God. Additionally, members of Chang Ling's team were suspected by NetEase to be purchasing traffic for the studio's games. What? Purchasing traffic? This could have been to skew performance metrics. Oh my God. You talking about botting? Like bot performance? That's only conjecture. According to Lefeng, several employees have already been released, but Shangling has not responded to requests for comment. No shit.
Okay, so NetEase to be purchasing traffic for the studio's games. Members of Niao Lang team were suspected of NetEase to be purchasing traffic for studio's games. What? Okay. I'm trying to piece together things here, right? So what does that mean? If you're botting your game to make it more populated, okay? I get that if you're paying for the game, right? Isn't most of their games free to play? So you're boosting the numbers to look like it's more populated, right? Then people come in, so a small percentage of people that come in because they think it's populated, then they purchase stuff because they think it's populated, so they're more willing to purchase it. Is that what it is? Yeah, but is it really advertising though, Jones? The only way it would work for advertisement is if they bought the game and then they also pay for advertisement to promote the game that it is popular the way it is. You see what I'm saying? This is exactly what they do on a normal thing. When they tell you, for instance, right, when a game comes out and they tell you, oh, it's the best-selling game this month or this week or whatever, right? That marketing and then the ads that are, or the report being told, that's paid for. Okay, that's paid for. Okay, most of the time that's paid for to show its promotion. Instead of paying $30,000 to put an ad on the thing, they pay advertisement for a studio or someone an outlet to write stuff. Okay, for that, that's been proven. So That would be advertisement. Like, hey, there's 10 million people playing the game, and then there's articles saying there's 10 million people playing the game to let you know. If you run ads, you can say 10 million people see ads when in reality it's 2 million. Right, but you have to also put the ads to tell people there's 10 million. You see what I'm saying, Krebsy? You got to remember, most people are not looking at stuff, but if I see an article saying, oh, 10 million people, then you got to look at it and go, okay, well, why are they telling me this? Look at Dragon Age Veilguard right now. Everyone's saying the stats for the game, it's selling super well, right? But then there's rumors that it's not selling super well, and then they come out with stats, but they don't tell you stats of the sales of the game, because if it was good, they would scream it from the rooftops, but it's not good. So they're putting stats out there on how many people are playing certain classes, how many kills, how many people are doing certain things, right? It's a way of advertising for your game.
So essentially, if you're like, yo, the Steam charts, man, they're looking kind of low right now. Would you buy a bunch of bots to play your game? You pad in the stats?
So he's coming to the same conclusion. Okay.
This scandal has already resulted in a corresponding 5% drop in the price of NetEase's stock since trading opened today. Now, NetEase's expansion hasn't been painless. NetEase has been making a push into international markets in recent years through acquisitions and partnerships. NetEase acquired Suda51's Grasshopper manufacturer in 2021, Quantic Dream in 2022, and as mentioned previously, is a longtime partner of Blizzard Entertainment, having launched Diablo Immortal in collaboration with the studio in 2022. And again, Destiny Rising. And what were once human, right? Aren't they the publisher for that? In 2022, Valorant developer Riot Games and parent company Tencent successfully sued NetEase for copyright infringement. According to Riot, NetEase's hero shooter Hyperfront was too similar to Valorant. Hyperfront was shut down following the lawsuit. Good God. Wait, that Tencent owned NetEase, or part of NetEase. They don't? Okay. Well, Tencent owns a lot of things, guys. Yeah, I mean,
they own percentages of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're saying own Riot Games, but then Tencent own they own a shit ton of things.
They own 40% of Epic, don't they?
Two different companies. Okay. Now, NetEase's most anticipated title, the 6v6 hero shooter Marvel Rivals, is currently set to release on December 6th after several betas and playtests. The game will have 26 characters at launch, including Psylocke, who recently had some of her gameplay leaked online. All right.
Well, this is interesting because the optics of NetEase, right, coming out right before, well, one during Destiny Rising, and also NetEase Marvel Rivals, okay? The optics there could be like, well, look, they're saying their game is much more popular, but is it? Is it? Right? That's in the back of your head now. Are these numbers legit?
Wow. So what happened to this situation, guys? Are we just rolling with it? This article right here talks about Destiny Rising. Yeah, so employees from team working on Marvel Rivals at Destiny Rising were arrested. Oh boy. Multiple employees from NetEase, the studio developing Marvel Rivals at Destiny Rising, have been arrested in Hangzhou. Yeah, so essentially.
Yeah, so Salty says, so they're paying whoever to look better in an R and hope in better return. Yeah. So look at YouTube, just bare bone YouTube, right? If I want to look like I'm bigger, people would pay for bots to fill the chat. People would pay to get their videos to look bigger than they are. But when you look at it, it looks kind of weird, right? Because, for instance, we're a live stream. Right? We've been live streaming for 2 years on this channel that started in October of 2023, right? No, 2022. In 2022. Okay, is when we started this. We got partnered in January of 2023, right before the new year, okay? We have, I don't even know how many people. How many people do we have in here right now? Right? We got 34 concurrent viewers right now, okay? Which, if you look at my total of my sub count, is a little higher than normal, but we can see that there's 34 people, right, that always come in here every single day and stuff. But if all of a sudden you see my videos, and when you go look at my videos, you'll see like 200, 300 people watching each of my videos, because that's about the right percentage of what it is. But when you start seeing 500, 5 million people are subscribed, but they only have like 20,000, right? You could think, well, why is their sub count so high, but their views are so low? And then the opposite of, how is this channel that has 10,000 followers or subscribers all of a sudden has 1 million views every single time? And then when you go to their live chat, nothing's happening. They got like 10 people in there, nothing's happening. It's a little weird, right? It's a little strange, right? So if you can pay for bots and you can fake it till you make it, well, then that's the way that they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing with here, right? They're faking it until they make it. They make themselves look bigger than they are. And then people go, oh, well, they're popular. And they go in there until they finally have the amount of people they actually want. Are they saying botting is money laundering? I don't think they're saying in this particular thing, but yes, that could be a thing, Jones. That's what they've done on Twitch for many, 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 many years, right? Twitch has always been money laundering with the bits and whatnot that's happened in there.
The same article we just read. It goes with the same amount of money. It's the same amount of money here. Right here, after the incident, it was not only Sheng Lang who was investigated. It was reported that several employees of his channel center were also under investigation. Among them were employees who were responsible for purchasing traffic for many NetEase top products. Most of the employees involved, including Sheng Lang, have no longer been found in NetEase's internal system today. I mean, that's the other thing, dude. Like, if you're like, if they're buying traffic for their games, well, it makes you wonder how many companies are probably doing that.
Sure is, right? And there's other ways to go about this, right? There's other ways to go about this where people take their channels. We'll go back to streaming. There's people that take their channels and they embed them into other sites. Okay? So it looks like way more people are watching. It looks like way more people are doing stuff because they're embedding in their things to make their channels look like they're bigger.
You know, especially like free-to-play games. If they're free-to-play games, dude, you can boost those numbers. You can make it look, you can put up bots to play your game constantly. And I mean, just keep the numbers rocking, making it look like it's the most successful thing ever. It was Destiny NetEase employees were arrested for alleged money laundering. Oh my God.
It was Destiny's NetEase employees. What is happening? The Destiny name is being shit on left and right. Jesus Christ. I understand it's not Bungie, but goddamn.
So yeah, that apparently happened. NetEase folks got tired of Marvel Rivals and Destiny Rising. And guess Yuji Naka, the dude who made Sonic, also went to prison. You know, although white-collar crimes are taken way more seriously in countries beyond America, rightfully so if you ask me. In most states, you might receive a single-digit sentence for stealing millions of dollars. But white-collar crime certainly isn't a cool crime. It's hard to brag about going to prison if you went in there for insider trading or embezzlement. I guess you can make money laundering sound interesting enough if you tie it to, say, Breaking Bad or something. Also, speaking of Yuji Naka, I have to share a morbid joke with y'all. I always thought it was a little funny that Naka went to prison after being responsible for Balan Wonderworld. Before I knew the charge was insider trading, I assumed he went to jail because that game came out and was awful. To this day, I believe Naka's pretty upset about how Balan Wonderland panned out, the game being his last hurrah and all. Yeah, I could see why that would be a rage-inducing. Okay, I don't know who this quote is from right here, but all right. Maybe that was from like a podcast or something like that. All right, what does this mean for us? What does this mean?
Nothing. It means absolutely nothing for us. But before he even says what he says, because I have no idea what he's going to say, I feel like if you're a person that's going to spend a lot of microtransactions in their games, you might want to hold off a bit. And I'm not saying NetEase is bad in any way, shape, or form, but the other past games like Marvel's Future Revolution that was from NetEase, they didn't support that very much. They didn't get their money, so they made their money and then they ran. Closed it down, and then started another game.
For Destiny Rising players that are looking forward to this game coming out, I don't know. I mean, they could just go in there and just remove the people. It depends on how deeply this runs, right? Marvel Rivals, though, is literally right around the corner. That game's going to come out. Destiny Rising, I don't know. On business as usual, dude, some of these things, man, I feel like just swept underneath the rug. They're like, yeah, okay. You got caught, man. You shouldn't have done it. Nothing, just bad rep around NetEase. Well, that's the thing, man. I don't know about Blizzard, but Bungie is now, you know, they're kind of tethered here to obviously Destiny Rising and also NetEase. It's going to look bad. It is bad. And so in this situation, what does Bungie do? Is there something in the contract like, hey, you do sketchy shit? You know what I mean? Some embezzlement, some money laundering.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was coughing. Thank you. It looks bad. I said it looks bad for Sony. It looks bad for Destiny. It looks bad for Bungie. It looks bad for NetEase, right? They're not to blame in any way, shape, or form. Sony Bungie, they're not included, but the Destiny name gets tainted, and also the NetEase working with Sony, and they're like, "What the hell, dude? Can we get what is happening?"
We could take Destiny Rising from you. Money laundering from what though? Using the game
Did he get new teeth? I mean, good for him.
and to clean up funds means dirty money had to be coming from somewhere. Who knows, man? I mean, who knows? I'm hoping that we get more and more information on this, but what levels of dirty? You know what I mean? You're cleaning it for a reason. And this thing's going to be a gotcha game too. Isn't this going to be more of Sony's problem? No, because this deal was made prior to the deal with Sony and Bungie.
So the way they can do the money laundering. Oh, I still got Salty's thing up there. The way they can do the money laundering is if they boost the numbers, right? If they boost the numbers, and then all of a sudden somebody spends the money in different accounts and throws it in. Okay, so let's say the company itself is looking for moving money. They can take that money, turn it into digital, buy the digital stuff. Company takes it, gets the funds, and that's how they clean it. Okay, that's how they would clean it. Okay, you got to take the dirty money and you got to clean the money. This is why people talk about crypto coins and stuff like that, because people take dirty money, invest in coins, and then pull it out of there and get their money cleaned.
Bungie. I mean, yeah, prior to the deal with Sony and Bungie. The NetEase deal was made right after the split between Activision and Bungie. And not only that, like, you know, the fact that it's called Destiny Rise. I mean, it's literally, we've got Destiny 1, Destiny 2, and Destiny Rise. You know, so like, you don't want to have it's just bad PR, man, for sure. Bad PR amongst whatever other dirty shit is involved with this. And Bungie doesn't like that kind of stuff. They think about all the humanitarian stuff that Bungie does all the time, right? Now you're about to be tethered to this through name of your main game with some money or some company.
Well, that's a whole other problem. And I asked this question, and I'm not saying Bungie has done this, but remember all the money that Destiny had or Bungie had, and then all of a sudden they couldn't manage money? But they have these foundations and stuff. I'm not saying they're taking the money. I'm just saying, do we have information? Do we have receipts that we can look at? Because if they can't handle money for the business, how can they handle money when people are giving money for donations and for outlets and for charities and stuff like that? Makes you wonder.
Company that's been doing money laundering. Just saying, not a good look, fellas. Not a good look.
Slap that like button like your mama.
So there you go. As across, reading the stuff. I liked him when I watched him years and years ago. I don't really watch him much anymore, but good guy when we were on Twitch. Robert Jones says, you perform money laundering to make money. These businesses are so profitable. Why would they do it? Well, no, money laundering is, they're making money, but they have other things in the back. They're taking dirty money, bringing it into the company, and then pulling it out of the company to clean the money. Do you understand? It's not about just, yeah, they are making money, but they're also using it to clean the dirty money that they're making from whatever they're doing. That's crazy though. Like Destiny, the brand of Destiny cannot catch a break this last like year and a half. They're constantly in trouble. Something comes up. Losing money, losing jobs, money laundering. Like what? Maybe NetEase is Bungie's CFO. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Like what happening? Yeah, but it all depends, Jones. Are they the ones providing the service, or are they doing the whole corporation? You know what I'm saying? Because criminals don't stay in their lane. When they make a lot of money, they make a lot of money. And they want to make more money. Right? They're like, oh, I didn't get caught this time. Let's go bigger. That's crazy. What else we got on the agenda today? Got Palworld. Got NetEase. Let me grab one more story. Oh, here's one. Right. So this has to do with Astro Bot. Okay. Now, a couple weeks ago, we talked about how Astro Bot, everyone was saying that it was selling so good. Selling so good. Now, I'm not saying 1.5 million is bad in any way, shape, or form. Okay. I'm bringing this up because the chart showed that it was making like millions, right? Because it was smashed between what FC is it? What's the soccer game called now? FA, FC. I think it's FC, right? FIFA, basically. The new FIFA and Madden. Okay, it was smashed between the new FIFA and Madden. Okay, I think it's FC 24. I believe what it's called. Okay, and it was right between them. They're like, "Oh, dude, do you see that? It's got to be selling like 5 million copies. It's so up there, right?" And I was like, that list means absolutely nothing." Okay, is what we said before. Briefly, I said it's sold between 1.5 and maybe 3 million. Okay. And now it comes out and it says Astro Bot has sold 1.5 million copies. Now, before I get to this article, if you like what I do, we cover news stories, have conversations. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do uploads, live streams, podcasts, gameplay. So come on by, check it out. So Astro Bot has sold 1.5 million copies, but Sony says that the platformer real strength is grabbing people who didn't care about games like God of War, Ragnarok, or Marvel Spider-Man 2. Okay, so Sony had some ups and downs over the last 11 months, but Astro Bot is bringing in strong end of the year with over 1.5 million copies sold since the launch of September 6th. Okay, now obviously, I don't believe that this game was super high. This is not a $300 million game. This is probably like, I would say, between like $50 and $100 million. So they don't need to sell 5 million, 7 million copies, right? They could probably make their money back with about 2. Awesome. My computer just had a conniption. So we're gonna try to reset for a second. All right, give me 1 second. Yeah, because the whole camera thing went down. So give me 1 second. I'm trying to adjust. I don't know what happened here. There we go. All right, so the hell was I saying? Oh, I was saying the 1.5 million, they don't have to make, their budget of this game wasn't $300 million. I would say a game like Astro Bot probably cost them between $50 million and $100 million. 100 on the high side. Okay. With the marketing, let's say it costs $50 million, probably cost them $100 million total for the game. So it doesn't need to sell 3 to 5 million copies, right? 1.5 is pretty close to making profit for them. It'll probably go on and sell 3 million, 4 million copies across the board once people buy it, if they it's on sale, whatever it is, right? So in its quarter 2 financial results, Sony claims that those 1.5 million players had 37% had bought a first-party PlayStation game in the last 2 years. That means they weren't enticed by the likes of God of War or Marvel Spider-Man 2, Horizon Forbidden West, or various Last of Us remakes or remasters. Amidst the sea of AAA Leviathans, a lot of you just wanted a cute little robot, right? So imagine that, man. 37%, okay, hadn't bought a first-party title of PlayStation. That's crazy. 1/3 of your population of 60 million. So 37 million. No, I'm sorry. About 30 million, right? About 30 million. No, it'd be 20. About 20, 25, 26 million people, okay, haven't bought a first-party title on PlayStation. That's staggering, okay? As well as enticing new lapsed players to the console, a percentage of younger age groups and families purchase the title as much higher than other titles. The title also contributes significantly in a wider of the user base through the acquisitions of new users and expansions of a title portfolio. It says, I grew up on PlayStation smaller, but today's standards anyways, games, so it's nice to see that its platformer will still win the hearts of kids in the same way they used to. Sony also had to gain a lot of experience. Okay, Astro Bot has also helped maintain PlayStation's reputation as a home for critically acclaimed games, and Sony's reported proudly notes that the Metacritic score of 94 has also garnered high praise from the gamer community, and the report also describes it a hit, which is also good to see that Square Enix has some of the games failed to meet expectations this year, right? So the reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of you guys that are, if you're Xbox fans or if you're Sony fans, like to take stuff and exaggerate how something is, right? When you see it on that list, and I told you, there's no numbers. So because you're number 2 on the list, to tell me when it's behind FC24 or between Madden and Madden sold millions of copies, that's the copy of that. And that's not what that list said, okay? What that list said was that Madden was number 1 the month before because it came out in August, right? And in July, the college one came out. Madden came out in August. This one came out in September. And Madden at that point was out a month, 3 weeks, so it had less sales. So between 1 and 2, if FC sold 5 million copies and 2, okay, sold, well, 1.5 million copies, there's a huge difference there, right? And this is why I always say when you look at these stats and you look at these charts that people tell you that it's a huge success, I'm like, blow your roll, okay? Looking at a number 2 doesn't mean anything. I could be number 1 in the race, and I did it in like 10 seconds, and second place was 8 seconds behind me. You know what I mean? Just because they got second place didn't mean they were anywhere close to me. Okay, so this is not shitting on Astro Bot in any way, shape, or form either, right? 1.5 billion is a very good number for Astro Bot. For what I think, we don't know the actual budget for the game, but I think it's under 100. Even with the marketing and stuff that they put on top of this, I don't think it's going over 120 million. So $120 million at the, what is it? Is it a $50 game, $60 game, whatever it is? I don't think it's a full price game, right? It'll make its money back, and it'll be very successful for Sony for what it is. Now, I said the reason it's not going to sell these oodles and oodles of copies of people that were saying that it was so up there, 30, selling like hotcakes, just like the other things that you guys say it is because it's a kid's game. Sure, adults play it. Sure, it's a great game. But PlayStation's not known for children's games at this point in this lifespan of 2024. Are there kids that play the games? Sure. Are there a massive amount of people that play on PlayStation that are kids? No. Teenagers, young adults, grown-ups play on PlayStation, and grown-ups, young adults, and teenagers are not really going for Astro Bot in droves, okay? So that is why I said that the game is probably not going to sell what you guys are saying it's going to sell because it's a niched market in the thing. But It is interesting to see it in this article saying that 37% hadn't bought a first-party title. That's crazy to me. These are the same people that are super fanboys that say Xbox doesn't buy their games, but yet you have 1/3 of your population on the 65 million copies out there that are not buying your first-party title games, which is just insane. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Alterm says, NetEase didn't like your opinion and hacked your PC. I think it would be more Sony, but, you know. Jason says, Astro Bot, Game of the Year. Sure. And like I said, I think it will be very successful in the long period. You know, in the first month, 1.5 million for a game that didn't cost 300 million is very good for them. You know what I mean? Robert Jones says, I released a game on sale, and it was #1 in sales at 12:01 a.m. during the full moon. Yes. But if games for kids, why would they buy God of War? I don't think they have to buy God of War. But I'm saying, what the article is saying, Krebsy, is that the people that bought this game haven't bought any of those other games for no first-party title games, which is what Sony's known for. But yet, 1/3 of the population of PlayStation, at least from this stat, right, is just buying PlayStation for third-party games. Oh, Travis, be careful what you say there. Okay, be careful what you say there, because not every game appeals to every person, he says, 30. It's not a sign of people don't buy games. It's a sign of people are selective with their what games. Really? So let's take this same conversation, because just months, well, actually a year ago, when Starfield came out, it had 330,000 consecutive people on Steam, and everyone was saying no one's buying the game. Not successful. Right? It's a shit game. It's this type of game. Like, you can say what you just said for anything, but conveniently, when it's a Sony game, now you say what you say. Okay? I say that all the time. You don't need to tell me that. I tell you that all the time, that not every game is for everybody. The budget has everything to do with if the game is successful or not, right? Someone coming in here and telling me that, well, I play this game, I love it. Great. That doesn't mean it's successful. Okay? Doesn't mean it's successful. There's plenty of games that I play that not become successful. I can enjoy it, but I can also tell you that it's a bad game and this is why it's not selling. Okay? Niche games. Okay? Everyone looks at, and I'll bring up Starfield again, everyone looks at Starfield as a disaster and a failure, even though it's a brand new IP. And on Steam, just Steam, had 330,000 people concurrent, which somewhere it sold, I think on Steam, somewhere based on those numbers, based on the other numbers that we've said on Steam before, that it probably sold anywhere between 4 to 6 million copies on Steam. Okay? But yet people will tell you that's a failure and it didn't do well. Meanwhile, other games that come out that are, you know, known IPs sell 1/4 of that. And they're like, oh, it's super successful. Right. You got to stop, right, Jason? You got to stop. Like, if Astro Bot came out and said, well, it's $300 million and it sold 1.5 million copies, failure. Failure. But it's not that much, right? Astro Bot probably took them 3 years to make, 2 to 3 years to make, probably somewhere between 50 and I would say 50 to 80 million. Okay? Maybe a little less than that. Okay, and with budgeting and marketing and everything like that, it's probably just over 100 mil. It's probably 110, 120 mil, right? So 1.5 mil is successful or on pace to become successful and profitable. Sarge says, wait a minute. When they said 30% hadn't purchased a first-party title, don't they mean digital or had a ton of a hard drive? What about bought from GameStop? No, nothing. They haven't bought any first-party title game. Right? The Xbox is online all the time. Or, I'm sorry, the PlayStation's online all the time, Sarge. They can see if what you're playing or what not playing and who bought what. And doesn't matter if you put physical, digital, the trophy list, everything. Tells them all the data. Right? 30%. Think about this. 30% of the population also buys Call of Duty on PlayStation. Just that. They just buy Call of Duty. They buy a PlayStation just to buy Call of Duty. So if they have a PlayStation for 5 years, and all they have is 5 Call of Duties. Credit says, but as you said, if the primary user is a kid, why would that kid buy God of War, Ragnarok, Forbidden West, etc., teen or higher, leading them to not buying other titles within the last 2 years? My whole point, though, Krebsy, is that a 10-year-old doesn't really own a PlayStation. A PlayStation's owned by an adult, and then lets the kids play their PlayStation. Where a Nintendo is usually owned by the kid. The kid, that's his system. But if a kid's playing the PlayStation, it's usually dad's system that they're playing on and whatnot. So they could play on that system. It's the system. It's not the user, right? The stat's not saying about, well, this kid at this age. They're not saying that. They're saying that the user that bought this game is not buying the other ones. So on that system, regardless, they're not playing Ragnarok. They're not playing Horizon. They're not playing anything. Okay, so 30% of PlayStation, 37% haven't bought a first-party title across the board. Meaning that people, I would take that as 1/3 of the population of PlayStation don't like movie games. Don't like movie games because that's all what PlayStation makes. The so-called movie game, right? And also, PlayStation's not a kiddie system. Hence why it's only sold 1.5, million copies, because out of 62 million people that own a PlayStation, there's not very many kids that are on PlayStation because usually it's young adults, teenagers, or adults that are buying it. %50 are just Madden, COD, FIFA players. Yeah, it's crazy. Right, every year they just buy FIFA, Madden, COD. That's it. El Dente says, FIFA 2K, people buy consoles to play the same game from 2012. Yeah, it's crazy. What I find the most interesting is that, again, I know it's the 1%ers of each side, right? The 1%ers of Sony PlayStation fanboys say that Xbox fanboys don't buy games. That's why they play Game Pass. But yet all the statistics show that that most people on PlayStation don't buy first-party titles, which is like calling the kettle black. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the same. It's the same. It's like brain rot in the fanboys on either side. These people don't buy games. These people don't buy games. But when stats come out and tell you that people don't buy games, no one believes it. We know the 6 top games from a couple months ago, right? The 6 top games are like Minecraft, COD, Roadblocks, Fortnite. What was the other 2? Right? I think it was Madden was one of them. It's the same 6 games that people playing. Buddha Papa says 30. I wonder if that number is underreported because I know more people who are ignoring the first-party games than who buy first-party. Who buy first-party. I mean, I could say, as an Xbox guy, just because I own one, I don't buy a lot of first-party titles because the first-party titles are coming on Game Pass. So I, as an Xbox person, would say I don't buy any first-party titles. But I'm playing them because they're on the console, right? I could say I've played every single first-party title because it comes to the console, right? That's a huge value. That's a huge value. That's not happening to PlayStation. PlayStation, no one's buying. And they're also not giving $20 to play it, right? They're not buying it. And when it comes to PlayStation Plus, down the road, they're playing it. But when they have to wait, what, a year? How long does it take before the games come from PlayStation to go to PlayStation Plus? I'm asking. I don't know. I've been playing more PC games the last couple of months. It's just crazy to think that, you know, and look, all of us are pretty smart where you can look at something and go, oh, that's selling very well, right? There's like an aura that happens. When you read a good book, the word gets out, right? When you watch a show, the word gets out. When you play a good game, the word gets out. And then people start buying the games and people start talking about the games. But when someone comes in and says, oh, this game, and you know, it doesn't even have to be Astro Bot. Any game. Well, this game is selling like hotcakes. And you're like, is it though? Because I don't really hear much about it. Yeah. Ellie says, Daisy is ready when you are, Mike. Eclipse says, I'm actually playing Cyberpunk, going to try to enjoy it. I'm having fun so far. It's everything I remember. I just got, not buggy, which is awesome. I just watched a video of Dark Microtransaction talking about his favorite game, and it's Cyberpunk 2077, that he took so long to try to play it, and now he plays it, and he's like, it's amazing. Right? Sarge said it was amazing. You've all told me it's amazing. I don't have time to play it, but it's sad that everyone says it's amazing now, but was shit 3 years ago. That's the sad part. Salty says, when I saw Black Myth, I knew it was a hit. In what Krebsy said earlier, Krebsy said that the numbers seemed a little off, right? Now, did they juice the numbers? Maybe. But the people that played that game, everybody loves that game except IGN. Right? You know what I mean? But to what you're saying, Salty, yeah, you can look at it and go, yeah, that's a good game. People knew it was a good game. Argus says, I only use my PlayStation for first-party games. For my PlayStation 5 Pro, I may buy some single-player games over there if it winds up running a lot better. Argus says, I own Black Myth Wukong on base PlayStation 5, and the graphics on performance mode is complete trash. Graphics or quality mode are tolerable, but not good. I heard that. When I saw Black Myth Wukong for my own eyes inside a Razer store, they were showing it on the PC, and it was running on a, I think it was running on a 3060 RTX, I think it was. It looked amazing. Like, I wanted to purchase the game right then and there. World says, what if Season 3 trailer just dropped? For what game, Worlds? I'm sorry. Season 3 of what? There's so many live service games, I don't know which one you're talking about. Oh, you're saying what if? You're talking about what if the television show? What if season 3 just dropped? Is that what you said? I got it. Got it. Sorry, we're having all these conversations. Oh, did you guys see the trailer? I saw it before we went live. The trailer for the next Mission Impossible. It does all the things. Tom Cruise running faster. Tom Cruise running a lot, and then helicopters, and good to go. Oh, you're good, Worlds. I just didn't know. I was like, I didn't know if you were saying, like, what if season 3, like, just dropped? And I was just like, what season 3 just dropped? I didn't know if you were talking about a game, a specific thing of what if season 3 dropped today? I was like, okay. I didn't know what you were saying. Salty says, yeah, I'm done with console. I'm going PC only for all my my games. I'm thinking about buying more games, but my computer's old. I gotta upgrade, but I don't know if I don't know if I want to spend any more money upgrading this computer, or if I want to start investing in a new computer. I would still use this for streaming and then have a gaming PC to play games, but I'll be honest, there's other things I have to spend my money on right now. The problem is I don't have a backup for this computer, and as you could tell earlier, that all of a sudden it went kaputs for like it had like a power surge or whatever, which is not my, unless my power brick is going bad again, which we just replaced last year. So I don't know. No, I'm on. Are you talking about? Are you talking about my graphics card, Salty? I'm on a 3060. I upgraded a year ago, about a year and a half ago. I went from a 960 to a 3060. So I have, this is what I have in my computer. I have a processor Intel Core i7 6700, 4 gig, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, that's what I have. With the 3060. Not the TI, just the 3060. On the 3070. Yeah, I upgraded the graphics card because it was a good deal. And it was much better for me to spend the money on that than to... Because I was on the 960. It was struggling. Dolphin says, you need a 5090 so you can see your TCG employees in HD. Yeah, that's true, Sarge. That's true. I'm thinking about it. I've been pricing stuff out. Thinking, okay, I can make a payment. What's my CPU? It's a oh god, what is it called? It's the MI. I can't think of the name, Kraken. It's like slipping my brain. The fuck is it called? Yeah, it's i7, but the board itself is a hold on one second. Yeah, it's an MSI. Yeah, but isn't it pretty expensive though, Argus? I would rather pay money towards an actual PC instead of playing games through GeForce Now. No, I know, Krebsy. That's the reason I got what I got. That's why I didn't go anymore. I know you're doing that because of the PlayStation, but... $20 a month for a 4080 rig. Not terrible. $20 a month for the GeForce Now is what you're talking about, Argus? Or are you talking about just a PC in general? $100 a month? I would be under that for sure. I know they just said they were changing that. I would be under it. Yeah, my motherboard's MSI. I have an Intel i7 6700. Yeah, that's 3 hours a day. Yeah, I would be under that. Because even if I streamed on that per week, if I played that, that would be what? Let's just say I do 5 a stream if I stay late. That's 15 a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and if I play on the weekends, let's say I add another, that would be 90. If I did 15 hours just on the stream, which I don't, that would be 90. I have 10 left over to play on the weekends or whatever. I would be way under that. Because I don't play 5 hours every time we go live. I usually go from like 8 to 10, 8 to 11, so that's 3 hours. So that's only 9 hours a week. That's 36, and then I have plenty of time. It wouldn't be bad, like if a new game comes out, maybe renting it for the month and then playing it through that. Maybe that wouldn't be bad. How does that work, though? If I'm streaming on the computer and then also doing GeForce Now? That's gonna affect it heavily, isn't it? I think Ginger has two PC setup, doesn't he? Most streamers have a two PC setup. Yeah, but don't they just come off as your Steam library, Brain? It takes loads off your computer, Mike. This is why you use the GeForce servers. Take all the load off the game. No, I get that. What I'm saying, though, I still have to stream that to my computer as I'm live. I'll have to do some research on it. I'm assuming that most people have a 2 PC setup. He streams it all on the same rig, I believe. He'd probably be happy to answer your questions if you DM him. If your internet is capable of streaming 2 PCs at the same time, it can be possible. Well, here's the thing. Most guys that have a 2 PC setup alternate, they also have 2 different internet providers as a backup, so it's not pulling from it. Or they pay for an extremely high-end, you know, like for massive amount of data coming in. They're not streaming 2 PCs off of 50 megabytes. You know what I'm saying? Correct. I'm double streaming. Back, and that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's not the system itself. I'm talking about, yeah, I'm streaming off my system. And that stuff's coming in from the cloud. Cool. But it could get bottlenecked in the cloud, like in the internet. Not bottleneck on the system. Salty says I stream for 1 rig, have for years. Don't you have good internet across the street? Yeah. Sorry, it says imagine playing video games if you ran Lightning, but you didn't need to. Right, I'll just go buy a system. I just gotta save up for it. That's all. It's like leasing a computer or buying a computer. Like leasing a car or buying a car. Do I want to buy my PC or do I want to lease my PC? Maybe we'll test it out. What's the next big game that's coming out? Maybe what I'll do is I'll get it on GeForce Now, do a stream with it, doing it through GeForce Now and see what it does. Yeah, I have 500 megabytes I'm sorry, 500 down and 25 up. I could use my own Starforge code, yeah, and get like 0.01%. Yeah. No, seriously, I'm an affiliate with them. I got affiliated like a year ago, but I just never use it because I don't think you guys are going to use it, and I have such a small group of people, it's not even worth it. Now, if I had thousands and thousands and thousands of people, sure, I'll put that shit up there. Like 10 of you could buy a system and I would get like enough money so I could get like a graphics card. Do you know what I mean? Like not even a graphics card. Be like, oh, here's your keyboard cozy. It wouldn't be anything. It's like such a small percentage. Indiana Jones? Well, I have that on X. No, that won't work. I mean, I guess I could, but that'd be stupid to pay for it when I already have it on Xbox. Is there a free version, Dolphin, to play it? Now requires up to 45 megabytes to run 4K 120. All you need to do is make a video and have Osmogold react to it. Yeah, maybe. All right, let me look it up real fast. GeForce Now. Is it? They have a day pass? Free basic rig. Join free. Longest queue times, 1 hour session in length. Performance, $10 a month, ad-free, includes short queue times and 6-hour session lengths. Ultimate GeForce, $20 a month, short queue times, 8-hour length session lengths. So you could play 8 hours a day. Is that what it is? 8 hours a day? How do I play through game? How do I play my Xbox games through GeForce Now? How do I link that up? You have to just log in and link it? Akuda Papa says 30. To be fair, some of the Astro Bot buyers are adults who are actual children. That's true. Okay, so 8 hours consecutive. Got it. So if I just sign in, okay, let me see this real fast. 1 hour session lengths. Okay, if I just reset and put it back on, whatever. So I can do it for free and try it out. There's a day pass. They have day passes, $99 each. Enjoy performance day benefits for 24 hours. Okay. All right, free you get advertisements, ad support, so there's ads on it. Okay. Ads pop up while you're playing the fucking game. Is that what happens? Maximum per session length, 1 hour. Streaming resolution, 1080p, 60 frames per second. Play your games on GeForce Now. You will need to sign into your existing game store or publisher accounts and verify the game ownership. Click here to check the first if you have games are on supported GeForce Now. Some games aren't accessed through the game store, like League of Legends, Genshin Impact. New to PC gaming, click here to start building your PC games already. This is a download page to download GeForce Now app. Replay. Give me 1 second. They're pinging me on my email, so give me 1 second. Authorize. Boom. I've had a account that would sign in. There it is. Recommendation settings. We're going to try it right now. Oh, see, I can't play that game because I have it on Xbox, but I don't have it on... So I only can play games that I own. How do you sync it up? How do you sync it up? New experience on video recommends that you download the GeForce Now app. I think I have the GeForce. What do I own? What do I own on D that I can play here? I gotta sync my my Steam library. Give me 1 second. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it and see what it does. No, I have no interest in Stalker 2. No interest. Nothing against the game, it just doesn't interest me. I look at it and I'm like, eh. Okay, my Steam account is connected. Great. Not supported in this browser. Jesus Christ! I gotta put it in a different browser. You're going to suggest Stalker 2 stream? I mean, it's on Game Pass. I mean, I can play it, but I'm not interested in it. I haven't even finished the fucking Call of Duty campaign yet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more in the line of like cozy games right now. Oh, now I gotta go back to my goddamn... Come on. Like, not shoot them up, blow them up in your face. Just... Someone else on our YouTube videos, I forget who it was, is like, you're missing out, man. You gotta play Stalker 2. I'm just like, I don't want to.
My name is Teresa Black. I am the CEO and founder of Born After.
I got an I'm in a queue. I'm playing TCG card through the cloud. I just want to see what happens. There's 55 people ahead of me. Does that mean there's 55 people ahead of me to get on a server, or 55 people ahead of me to play this game? Yeah, the card game. That's the one I popped up first. I was like, let me just see it, because running it when we played it was fine, but I want to see to get on a server. Okay. Robert Jones says, this is the gayest thing I've ever heard 30 say. Cozy game era. I didn't say... Did I say era? Did I say era? I said cozy game. Did I say cozy game era? I don't have an intense game that I own. American Truck Simulator is an intense game as far as graphic wise. Oh, here we go. How about New World?
My name is Beth Beneke.
My name.
Shut up, Beth. NVIDIA created the problem, sell the solution. I didn't know they had servers like this. How do I buy a GPU? Yeah, well, because you have to wait in long lines or pay $20 a month. If you pay $20 a month, that's $200 a year, right? $240 or $220 a year? No, $240 a year. $240 a year. That's $480 for two. That's $800 and $960 for 4 years. Buy yourself a PC. Or you just keep paying to always have the best, right? You're leasing your computer. Problem is, servers are down, you can't play. But I guess that's not a problem because most games are on servers anyway. So if you have it on your computer, yeah, we're at 38 right now. So we'll talk until it pops up. The bigger advantage for cloud for me is the storage. Games take too much now. Right. Well, that's also a thing, right? Make the problem, sell the solution. Right? Make bigger games, sell you the hard drive. Make bigger games, sell you this. Don't want the storage. I feel like I'm at Disney right now, right? I'm in line, but they're letting fast pass people go through first. They're like, yeah, go ahead. There's like 10 people left. They're like, just one of you. Okay, 100 people. Come on in. Kevin says, anyone have 3 million burning a hole in your pocket? Warner Brothers is selling 10 fully functional tumbler Batmobiles from Dark Knight each. Oh, wow. What a small price to pay. Good Papa says, 30. Microsoft might be fixing the storage issue. Most people want, and what they're doing with Microsoft Flight Sim would also work perfectly. Dude, but can I tell you, my son is so goddamn excited. Okay, excited for Flight Sim. Like every day, all day. He just nonstop talking about Microsoft Flight Sim. We have 38 people left in front of me. Maybe I gotta talk nice to NVIDIA. Hey, NVIDIA, I know somebody in the club. Can I, get in a little bit early? Does he just use a controller? My son? No. Actually, he uses a flight stick that Akuta Papa was very nice to to gift us. Yeah, he uses the flight stick. Got a flight stick, got the pedals, and he's got the thrusters or whatever. He's 10. He just turned 10. Give me EA's phone number. I need a job there. Man, this is not moving. I really want to test this out while I'm live. Yeah, he's 10, Adenta. Yeah. He just turned 10. When you started watching me, I think he was 2. Right? Because I met you in... Oh, no, he wasn't even 2. You met me in 2015, 16. So it's, yeah, he was a newborn. $400 fast lane. Yeah, it hasn't moved. It has not moved in 5 minutes. I'm still 38. Can 38 people please log out? I want to buy one of those. They're like cheaper seats or whatever that you can put the steering wheel and the flight stick and stuff on. I want to get one of those. I was gonna build one for them, but if I build it, I'm gonna build it out of wood, and that gets in the way. So. Oh, should we feel honored? Argus, congratulations. Congratulations. You told us before your family. That's special. Dolphin says, run! You have one of those? Not working for your setup? Maybe congratulations, it wasn't planned. Well... anytime you do it, it's planned. There's a small little thing between that and not being planned. I don't think it's going to go through while we're live here. We'll have to. This is what we'll do. I will do this again tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow morning on stream. I'll go live. I'll go in the queue before we go live, and while we're live for 2.5 hours or whatever, what's it called? If it goes through, then we'll play. That's what we'll do. It's 1 o'clock. I got stuff to do outside, so yeah, that's what we'll do. So I appreciate very much that you guys come out, hang out with us in the morning. If you like it, hit that like button. If you don't like it, hit that dislike button. If you like to go above and beyond that, become a subscriber. That helps us out here. If you like our content, we do live streams, uploads, gameplay, podcasts. We have Greg Miller joining us on next week on the 20th. He's going to come back on the show chatting with. We're going to have a conversation with him about what? I have no idea, but we are going to have a conversation with Greg Owens. And then he's going to join us again for the Video Game Award show that happens next month. So he's official. He's coming on. Me, Sarge, Greg Owen, and Kingard might join us. I'm not sure what he's doing yet. We're going to try to get... Did I say Greg Miller? Greg Owen. Greg Owen. Not Greg Miller. Greg Owen. I said Greg Miller because I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw Greg Miller, and I said Greg Miller, but I meant Greg Owen. For God's sakes. So Greg Owen is joining us on the show next week again, and then Greg Owen will also be on the podcast with us on the Video Game Awards show. Jesus Christ. And then I'm lining up another person. I don't want to say the name yet. Was supposed to be tonight, or was supposed to be yesterday, but they had to change schedules. So trying to reschedule them for another one. Yeah, I'm okay, Dolphin. You know. Yeah. So, and the way it's going to work for the Video Game Awards show, I know this is going to sound shitty, but we're going to use the program where the video gets a little choppy and whatnot. But the reason we're going to do it that way is because it's more for the experience of us four talking about what's happening on the Video Game Awards show. So what I suggest for you guys is, if you want to have the Video Game Awards show on a separate channel, you can watch it so it's not as maybe glitchy. That's what's going to happen, because that's all we got. I got to use that program so all four of us can get on the screen and can watch at the same time and whatnot. So that's what's going to happen for the Video Game Awards show on Thursday on December 12th. So, all right, you guys have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.